all you travel partners, and welcome to another Connect with Princess. I'm Carmen Roy, VP of Sales, North America. So happy to be here, and we're back in the studio. I'm back in the studio, folks. So excited. I can't believe we're in mid-September. This is insane. Okay, by the way, I drove here in a monsoon, when I tell you, from Miami to Fort Lauderdale. I couldn't even see it. That's how much I love you, folks. I love you so much. I've got to do it from the studio, even though I got feedback after last webinar that you prefer I'm at home. I'm not sure why, quite frankly, because in the studio, we got great lighting. Actually, who knows? And Atilio and I, we could just stay home if you prefer. Give me some feedback. But I love the studio. It gives me an opportunity to come in here and make sure that everything, because I always say it's always technical, make sure everything goes right. By the way, a lot of you, I was looking at our Facebook pages, and a lot of you were putting comments like, is this Facebook page now just for travel advisors? Let me just remind you, we changed the process. We listened to your feedback. That page was created a long time ago. So we have a mixture of a lot of people in there, right? We have not just our amazing travel advisors, you, our partners, but we also have consumers in there. We have media in there. So it's a real eclectic group of people. So we decided to have a brand new process, and you've seen it in the newsletter. This is the second time. And I got to tell you, not to be disappointed. Good morning, Dawn. Oh, you're on the Ruby Princess? Oh, I'm so jealous. That's all I can say. And Vera from Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. Hopefully, Vera, you're safe, because I know that little Lee storm was not fun for all of you. I mean, I'm in hurricane country, right? I'm used to it in South Florida. So, but for you guys, it was new. Vicky, howdy from Dallas. Vicky, we need your help with Galveston, okay? Like, tell everybody. St. Thomas, Ayala, do you mean like St. Thomas? Like the U.S. Virgin Islands? Oh my God, you guys are so excited. This is exotic. You guys just want to like make me feel bad because I'm only coming from New Orleans. Oh, damn me. I want some bananas Foster. I'm just saying. So as always, stick around, Q&A at the end. And of course, the live transcript, which is really critical. And yes, we're recording it. Why do we record it? Some folks ask me, why do we record? We record it because your time is valuable. And midway, you don't know. If somebody's calling you for a Princess Cruise, look at the recording. I need you to make the booking, okay? So remember, you can find all of this, all the webinars in our training section on onesourcecruises.com, which is critical. And then our love letter. Okay, this is fun. I have it right here. Who's the lucky love letter winner, okay? We announced our first one. Remember, we'll be doing this at the end. Oh my God, it was Rhonda Clay from KHN. So congratulations, Rhonda. So today's the second one. So, because it's love, I got to give it a little kiss. Lucky love letter. And I'm reading it today. It's not going to be Marsha. She was having way too much fun. And I think I haven't had a love letter in like 31 years. So I'm going to enjoy reading that love letter. And again, the love letter section was as a result of us celebrating our Princess Perfect weddings. And Randy Finoli, who's got his thing going on in December. And by the way, we had Jeff Corwin recently as a guest. You recall that. And we kind of promoted his cruise was beyond spectacular. We've got the scores, but more important, the engagement. It will be an annual trip with him. And actually, if I could push him, I'd say once in the beginning of the season in Alaska, and then at the tail end of the season again in Alaska, because he is like nobody else. His engagement was amazing. So looking forward to talk about some of these theme cruises. And as usual, I'm joined by my partner in profit, Marsha, my sidekick. Marsha, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Oh, yes, you are fantastic, Marsha. You are
thanks.
Fantastic. And I can't say it enough. But by the way, Marsha, I ran out of red. So I'm wearing pink. What do you think?
I might be colorblind because it looks a little red to me.
Oh, God, that's fabulous. No, it's like a fuchsia. It's like a Pepto-Bismol pink is what the color, at least that's what my husband said. Isn't he kind? It matches, look, it matches my love, exciting. And you.
By the way, something that's like fall colors, see?
Because you are color coordinated with our theme of Canada and New England 2025. Do you know I live in South Florida? There is no fall here. There's only one season. It's called summer and humidity. That's the second one. So
I'm in LA. We have summer and winter.
Oh, LA is amazing. Even your summer is considered one of my winters. Okay. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now. But Marsha, should we share what's happening next week, you and I?
Yes.
Marsha and I together. And it's not even a seminar at sea. It was just by chance. So Marsha and I are going to be together on the Discovery Princess, escorting a conference, which I'm super excited. And I will dare tell you, truth in advertising, the team tells me sometimes I'm way too honest and I have no filter. It'll be my first time in Alaska with Princess. I've cruised there with many other brands. And so, I've got my little notebook. I'm that old fashioned dinosaur journal.
Well, you're in for a treat because you're now with the best.
You know how I am. I'm brutally honest. So I will report back on October 4th, which is our next, is it the 4th or the 5th? I think it's the 5th. Yeah, I'm taking a red eye on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Yes, it's October 5th, I believe, right? Yep, it's a Thursday, October. Yep. I will be back straight from a Princess Alaska experience. So I cannot wait to share but I'll tell you, it's starting perfectly because I got a Teams message. Teams is the platform we use, if you wonder how we communicate with each other in our sales meeting, from the hotel manager or director, I should say. Amazing. General manager, we call it. Just making sure that I knew that the captain and him are waiting for us and our travel partners and ready. Everybody's ready to welcome them in a princess embrace. Isn't that impressive? I just said to him, amazing. Okay, let's get on with the show because I've been told by Joe that he's going to have Attilio instead of this. Woo! When things are good, he's going to have him bring a hook instead and just hook me off. I'm like, come on, be nice. Joe's running the show. So I want to thank Joe. I want to thank Brandon. We got to see Brandon today. That's fabulous. Always behind this, Stephanie. I mean, how many people does it take to make this happen? A lot, right? And then we've got a special guest because Canada and New England are 25 preview. Absolutely amazing. And then we're doing the Polar Online. Is it tips and tricks? Did I get it right?
Yep. Just a couple of updates.
I love those. And by the way, the contact center, those support team hold times are down. Things are good. I won't say great because they're never great unless it's 100%, right? You know how I am. I can't help myself. But we do have a special guest. Our own Debbie Holbrook is with us, Director of Deployment and Itinerary Planning. Debbie, welcome.
Hello, thank you so much.
Oh, it's so good to have you here because you are the expert in destination in our deployments, which, we are the destination leaders. So I love whenever I have anybody who's got anything to do with itinerary planning, deployment, launching new destinations, and they get into the heart of what we offer. And I think, most folks don't realize what a global company we are. We're global. It's a beautiful thing. But why I'm really appreciative that you're here to talk about Canada and New England, because we have a huge 24 guidance edict focus on this home port strategy. Don't think, and I know we were born in LA. I don't want to hear it, Marsha. Marsha reminds me, we're born in LA. LA is in my heart, right? So we have a huge focus on the West Coast, right? With our coastal California cruises, et cetera. So we're in LA, we're in San Francisco, we're in Seattle, we're in Vancouver. We have a beautiful focus, but now we're in Galveston, right? Now it's not just Fort Lauderdale anymore. It is also Port Canaveral next year. We have a new ship coming into Fort Lauderdale. We have a new ship, which is the Sun. We're going to talk about that as well. And then Boston, right? And Canada, New England. So I really want everybody to think of us, right, in that home port strategy. I don't think they've ever aligned with us that way. So I want to make sure, because we listen to you. And I know this strategy is important, Debbie, because of air flight prices, okay? It's shell shock. I'm not going to tell you what it cost me to get to Seattle, okay? And Vancouver back from this cruise. It's insane. So we want to be a pleasure to do business with for you and for your clients. So that's why this is so important. We will continue to focus on these home port strategies and itineraries on all of the webinars going forward. So welcome, Debbie.
Well, thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here today.
Quick question, because I always have to do this. It's, if they didn't tell you, they should have prepped you. Marsha, you didn't prep her, did you?
I did prep her.
You did? Okay. I'm kind of like a frustrated Oprah, It's like Nemrac. Oprah spelled backwards is Harpo, her production company. I'm Nemrac. This is my only stage, and I love it. How long have you been with this amazing Princess brand?
I joined the team 18 years ago, so it's been quite a while on this journey. And I've been on the deployment team for more than half of that. So it's been an amazing job. It's a dream job, truly, to be able to craft itineraries that take our beautiful ships all over the world.
I call you the architecture dream maker, right? Because it all starts with you and your team. So you've been half the time of the 18 years. So when you joined, what did you join as? What was your role? Curious.
Good question. I started on our pricing team. So I was on the strategic pricing and the revenue management side. Yeah.
You know what I tell my team every time we do our all hands on deck? Number one folks who have to talk is our revenue team, because that's what it's all about. And our partners want to make money, and we are back in business and super excited that you are here. And I'm going to hand it over to you. And then I promise, because I always promise my good friend, Joe, that I will not interrupt. But every once in a while, I'm sorry. And then you just tell me when to move the slides. And it's all you. I'm so excited. Share with us, because this is on sale September 28th, folks. It's right around the corner. Look at these destinations, the variety of voyages, not one, not two, but 3 ships delivering this amazing destination. Talk to me.
Thank you, Carmen. So if you could go back to my previous slide, I wanted to share one of those pictures just a bit to tell you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, so this is just some of my favorite journeys. I love Alaska, and that Alaska picture and that welcome aboard picture are tied together, because my favorite part of starting a cruise is that minute you get to step onto that carpet when you step onto the ship. And this one was super special because this was in 2021, and this was our cruise on Majestic Princess out of Alaska. And so that one meant more than most of my other steps, because that meant we were truly returning to service. So I just wanted to share how much this business that we do, it's so important, and it touches people's lives.
Yes. So you mentioned 2021, right? We're returning to service. Again, you opened the door. Was Majestic the first ship that went back into service in Alaska?
Yes, in Alaska. Mm-hmm.
That explains it. Okay, I just got goosebumps.
I know,
Wow.
me too.
And to have been there after the coma, the pause, the suffering of that period of time that we never thought, right? Okay, it's in the rearview mirror. We're not going to talk about it. Let's move forward. Let's talk happiness.
Full steam ahead.
Happiness. Amen.
All right, we're really excited about our 2025 program, and we are having 3 ships in the region. And first up is Enchanted Princess. So she'll be doing 7-day itineraries out of New York, which we love, and your clients love as well. Then we have here Majestic Princess. This will be her very first time in the region, so that's definitely something to talk about. If you haven't been on Majestic, she's got a little different flavor. So our world-class ships like Royal, Princess, and Regal, and Enchanted and Sky and On, Majestic's a bit different. And so if you haven't been on her, you should definitely experience her and see how she was built originally for the Chinese market. And so she has kind of this Asian flair to it, including an incredible noodle bar to get incredible noodles. It's amazing.
I heard about that because I went to Marcia because I have a huge group that wants to go in Alaska, and they hadn't heard of the Majestic Princess. Like, so I go to my guru. Okay, Marcia, tell me. And she told me. And I feel like you've been here 18 years. I've been here 18 seconds. And I love it because I don't have the legacy history, right? So I love to learn and absorb this amazing brand, which, by the way, Debbie, is the reason I got into the cruise industry. It was the Love Boat every Saturday night. That just tells you how old I am, but we're not going to talk about that. And then there's Island Princess.
Yes, Island Princess will be sailing round trip out of New York City, and we'll be able to dive into what those itineraries look like. So thank you. All right, as it was mentioned, we have amazing departure ports, and we have 3 of them here. So we have ships based out of New York, running round trip itineraries, as well as some sailings up to Quebec and back. We have our round trip Boston, which we're really excited for all of your support of. And I'm really excited that we travel. You are there to support us in Boston. It's such a beautiful city and destination as a transit port for sure, but even as a home port, even more, that you can stay in a hotel beforehand, go on one of our incredible tours. It's just incredible. And then we have our 3rd destination here at Quebec, which is that European charm. And it's like stepping into a place in time in Europe. And it's so wonderful that to take a cruise out of there, or you can see the Chateau Frontenac here. When you're on a Canada New England cruise, you see that as you sail in or sail out. And it's just so
this
awesome.
is the trifecta. trifecta, because I've sailed out of New York, and when you think of the New York skyline, I mean, it is impressive. And then Boston, that harbor and the history. And I've also Quebec. Oh my God, oui, oui, je parle un peu français. It's like you are no longer in North America. You are Mont Saint Michel. If you've ever been there, oh my God, it's so gorgeous. That's what that reminds me of. So talk about exotic, super exciting. Very
So
cool.
Vera Bala says, I love the itineraries going all the way to Quebec City and back. Great job, Debbie.
Merci. All right, so here is some of the highlights of our Canada New England program, and it has something for everybody that it's steeped in history. So it's whether it's colonial history of the founding of the United States, which 2026 coming up is going to be our 250th birthday as a nation. So that's something special to be able to go see our history for. And there's a lot of Revolutionary War sites, Civil War sites that are all part of this program that really makes it great for a history buff. We also have beautiful seaside villages that you can stroll along the harbors. One of my favorites is Newport, Rhode Island, where you come off of the water shuttles, you walk around the harbor area, and then just a few steps away is original houses from the original times in Rhode Island, which is really neat to see, some modern mixed with the original of our country. We also have great regional seafood. So all the way up the eastern seaboard up to Canada is just such great. Lobster is my favorite. I don't know about you, Carmen.
Lobster rolls, Baja, Maine. I love my lobster rolls.
Mm-hmm. And you can get that all up the eastern seaboard. And if you haven't had the lobster from that region, you've got to, because it's unlike any other. I'm sure you've had. I live in California with Marcia, and we do not have lobster like there is in the
We don't. My mouth's watering. Thanks, Debbie.
Mm-hmm. I have to go take a break.
I love it.
And then finally, what is Canada New England known for? It's the amazing fall colors. And so it's such an opportunity to see it in so many different destinations, these beautiful, beautiful colors, like Marcia's shirt that is bringing us right back to it, that we have everything for you for Canada New England.
This is, and you mentioned history buffs. I'm going to tell you, cost a lot less travel, says Northeast, or the best seafood ever. And that's very Bostonian. Park the car. Park the car. So I got to tell you, we don't have fall colors in South Florida. We only have one thing. It's called sunshine. That's about it. So let's get into the itineraries, because I got to tell you. So this is, and I love that there's different durations, right? I think it's, first of all, round trip Boston. Let's talk air. I mean, I mention it because I always have that sales hat. I know Marcia knows what I'm talking about. So when we have looked at deployment, and I so appreciate that we do this close to home, right? So you Boston partners, I was at a conference recently. They didn't even know we had ships out of Boston. I'm like, what? So that's why this is so critical. And I hand it to you because you do a late night in Portland, Maine. Ooh, yeah. Now we're talking.
More lobster. Yes, so this 7-day Canada New England sailing round trip from Boston. And as you heard, that is a new port, part of our home port strategy to be able to give more offerings on that East Coast. And so these sailings are in the month of August. They are on Majestic Princess. And if you remember, it's going to be our first time in the region. And it does include that late night call in Portland. So when you depart from Boston, you're going to sail to Halifax, which I saw that Vera from Nova Scotia, that's for you. We're going to come see you. And then head on over to some of the islands in Canada. So we have on Cape Breton Island is Sydney, as well as Prince Edward Island, Charlottetown, which is also known for Anne of Green Gables. So for those of us growing up reading our books back when we were little, there it is.
Love it. So Majestic has 4 sailings, right?
Mm-hmm, that is correct.
And peak time, August. I love it. Okay.
And then here we go to our 7-day Canada New England. And for those of you who've been with us, that is something that's probably very familiar to you. They are round trip New York, and this is going to be sailing from August through October on Enchanted Princess. And so she'll be sailing up to Newport, which I mentioned earlier, one of my favorites, as well as Boston, Portland, Maine. And then one of the very interesting parts of this sailing is to go to St. John, New Brunswick. And there is Bay of Fundy, which is where the largest tides in the entire world are on that place on the planet. And it's really incredible to go visit because there are tours that allow you to go on the ocean floor. So you go out and you're walking. It is obviously you're on the ocean floor. It's still wet. You can take your great pictures because you can tell you're in these big cliffs around you. And then you go back up on top and you watch the tide come in and you watch. It's about
Wow.
35 to 40 feet in difference. So it is
That is spectacular.
unbelievable.
I haven't been to Saint Jean. I would love that, right?
Neither
I'm a
have I. That
collector
sounds
of those
amazing.
experiences. Like I say Saint Malo because, you know, they have that tide experience as well. And it was like, oh my God, oof, this is awesome. What a great, and again, August through October, which is fabulous.
And here we have our 10-day classic Canada, New England. As we said, we sail to Quebec and back between Boston and Quebec City. Every one of these sailings includes an overnight in Quebec, so you can stroll the city at night and see the beautiful, just the architecture will blow your mind. These sailings are between August and October and on Majestic Princess. And some of the other great highlights of it is when you're coming out of Quebec or heading in, there is a location called Saguenay, this beautiful city right up the Saguenay River. And one of the great parts of this itinerary is sailing up the Saguenay River because it's just green and beautiful and high cliffs, and you're sailing by the national park, and it's sit out on your balcony, grab a cup of coffee, and just enjoy the view.
And when you say an overnight in Quebec, I got to tell you, Debbie, that's like cultural immersion at its best, right? Because and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is denoted there. But I'm just thinking dinner, like think French dinner, amazing wine, it's like you are completely catapulted to another part of the world. I absolutely love, love, love that itinerary.
Yes.
MB Travel Adventure says amazing itineraries. Another accolade, Debbie. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. They are
Thank you so
amazing.
much.
I want to go on all these voyages. Can I just tell you,
can
Debbie? If Marsha would just give me some time off, I might be able to expand my horizons. Now, the American you mentioned, obviously, I was around in 1976. Oh, I'm not going to talk about it. So this is incredible for those history buffs. Truly, 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 to do this out of New York, amazing.
Yeah, this is it. And this is on my bucket list for next year is our 10-day American Heritage on Island Princess. And these sail in June. So it's great for the summer. I was just there in June and the weather was spectacular. And it's an amazing opportunity to be able to really see American history. And these stops have so many sites and attractions that can help you just see it come alive. And so one of these stops, which you'll see here on the right, is being able to go visit the Jamestown settlement. This is accessible by Norfolk and Yorktown. And these ships here are reenactment or rebuilt from the original ships this is the first English colony in the United States. And so these ships, it gives you a glimpse of what it took to bring over 100 colonists to come to the United States and where they were living. And you get to walk around the ships, and it was something really neat to see.
Amazing.
Other great places here. There's many battlefields you can go visit and walk around. Of course, Charleston, which not only has Revolutionary War history, it's where the first shot was fired for the Civil War. So there's just so much history to be able to see in every one of these. And of course, Boston.
And can I just tell you, June through September, so kids are out of school. I'd pick a voyage where I'd take my kids. I think, what did you do last summer? Wait till they start school. We did an amazing American Heritage trip, and to have them have this as an experience. And most people don't think of us as a family cruise. Of course we are, folks. I'm telling you, this would be the absolute perfect. What did you do on your summer vacation? My kids are grown, but I'll tell you, I would. Is this the one that you said is on your life list?
Well, I want to go next year, so it's definitely.
Ta-da! We're done. Okay. And then now 14 days. This would be my dream, right? The longer the voyage, the happier I am. Because you look at this itinerary. What are you missing?
You get to end up back at home too.
You're missing nothing.
Yeah, it's taking you from Quebec City to Carmen's home. So 14 days, Canada, New England, Quebec to Fort Lauderdale, and it's 1 October sailing on Majestic Princess. And like you said, it has a little bit of everything. There are even better 2 overnights. So you have an overnight in Quebec City and an overnight in New York. So that is a great way to really experience these incredible cities. It has a stop in Norfolk. So here we have Colonial Williamsburg, which if you're going to get that school extra credit for your kids, this is the great place to take them because you're walking along exactly what you see here on the screen. There are costume people in character telling you about this location and about the history. And some of the buildings are the original buildings and some are perfect rebuilt buildings. And so you feel like you're back in time. And I'm glad Christina's excited because it is
She's so cute. By the way, yes, we're providing these late nights, but when you get to Fort Lauderdale, do a beautiful night in Fort Lauderdale too. And by the way, I'm a 305 girl. I just had to say, Miami's home. But normally it's a short drive, not under the monsoon today. It was like an hour to get here. Beautiful itinerary. And then
all right, and here you go. Have you ever wanted to go to Greenland, but think it's too far away? We have a way. So round trip from New York on Island Princess, we have 2 sailings that can take you to Greenland. And this is 4 spots in Greenland, which is incredible, as well as some highlights of Canada, such as St. John's, Newfoundland, and Cape Breton Island, as well as Halifax. So this one's exciting.
That's a great shot too.
Gorgeous.
The snowy mountains. It's beautiful.
Okay, how do you pronounce that? I'm hoping you can, because I can't. Korkatork?
What's funny is this is how they taught me to say it. It's like saying hot dog. So I'm not going to do it right, but I'm going to do it as close as I can. Hokatoh, like hot dog. Hot dog.
Okay, listen, it doesn't matter how you pronounce it. At the end of the day, scenic, beautiful, and gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And again, round trip New York. Can you have it definitely on the life list, I like to say.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then what better way to start or end your cruise, depending on the tour that you choose? We have these cruise tours. One is the Historic America. So it really gets depth into even more colonial history. And this is part of our round trip New York sailings. So you can go see Gettysburg. You can go to Philadelphia and see the Liberty Bell, and Williamsburg to see Colonial Williamsburg. And then our other one is the Maple Explorer, which is going to give you a much more in-depth look into Canada, including going to Montreal, which is a beautiful, beautiful city, Ottawa, Toronto, and then seeing the Niagara Falls from the Canadian side. And this sailing you can do, it's basically attached to Quebec. So for those Quebec to New Yorks, you're either going to take it before your Quebec sailing, or you're going to take it after your New York sailing.
Fantastic. So this is a fantastic tip that Debbie's just given us all, because we're all very familiar with our cruise tours that we do in Alaska, but we do tours in many destinations, and Canada, New England is one of them. So hot tip for you all.
Seamless.
Very nice thing to add on.
Seamless, turnkey, and you are my sister from another mister, Marsha, because I was just going to say, oh my God, all of our travel partners always talk about our Alaska cruise tours, which are spectacular, but expand your horizon. We do the hard, heavy lifting. Thank you, Debbie, for curating the most amazing experiences. I just think that's fantastic. Listen, if you're going to do the area of the world, I'm always saying, do it right. You know what I mean? Live it up, do it right. Why not extend it with a cruise tour? Let them really immerse themselves in the culture. You said Gettysburg. I mean, you said such, the freedom. I mean, Philly, come on. This is really, again, a historian, all those buffs out there. This is, you need to get a group on this. It's got to be a themed cruise. Wouldn't you think, Marsha?
Absolutely.
Pretty
Lots
cool.
of nice comments about how do I choose? The itineraries are so awesome. So start sharing about them because they're fantastic.
Now, 23, right? This is good, right? So I keep saying this. And by the way, Debbie, amazing. We're excited about 25. And I want you to stick around, right? Because I know we'll have questions. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. But I always, we're experiencing something. Marsha's sick of me here, hearing me say this. But this year has been this parallel world where even in Alaska, we had close-in bookings. Folks, that's unheard of. Close-in bookings. Are you kidding me? And when I mean close in, Debbie, I'm talking like 2 weeks. Like, who says in 2 weeks I'm going to Alaska? It's that pent-up desire people have. So we wanted, because you were highlighting 25, I thought it was just fantastic. Don't wait till 25. If you have clients that want to sail now, look at the value of this. These are October voyages. Again, round trip New York, okay, which is super exciting. 7 days. So don't tell me you don't have the time to do it. Canada and New England, and then the fares. I always ask you, Marsha, Is that an error? Did somebody make a mistake with the pricing? Because it can't be.
No, it's true. And we always talk about this. You can't step toe into a hotel for under a good couple $100, right? And this is an amazing value. So you want to go to Canada, New
$100
England?
Doesn't include food,
anything.
Nothing. Zippo. We are such a value. I mean, I've got to tell you, that's fantastic. So we have the 7-day round trip New York, then we have a 10-day classic. Again, we talked about Quebec. Debbie did an amazing job. Fares from $50. A Caribbean princess. I love it. By the way, then she repositions, right? The 12-day Canada and Colonial America, because she's coming back to Fort Lauderdale, which, by the way, I will be sailing her for New Year's with the family again.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So, Marsha, you have to have my back. Are you off on vacation during December 27th?
I'm here. I'm here.
Thank God. Well, I'm here when you're on vacation. And that's called teamwork makes the dream work. So this is last minute opportunities, folks. Pick up the phone, dial your clients who've ever had a desire. Maybe they don't want to wait till 25 or 24. We have the availability now and we're seeing it. By the way, that parallel path just means I'm giving my poor commercial team a heart attack because we keep getting these bookings and they're like, Carmen, I don't think we're gonna make it. Trust me, it's happening. And then our sales tools. This is like the part that blows me away is everything that we have available to support your efforts, right? From deployment flyers, right? The at a glance overview, customizable because we want it to be your own, right? There's nothing better than that third-party endorsement you provide with your expertise and your own brand. You're just attaching yourself to ours, okay? And all of the assets. So One Source Cruises is your expertise, Marsha.
Yes, it absolutely is. And hopefully you were on one of the last 2 webinars we did where Joe took time at the very end and walked you through where all of these wonderful assets are in One Source. So there's a lot of information at your fingertips. Devote a little bit of time out of your day to, tool around in there. A lot of what you want from us is actually already there. So, but these sales tools, there's a great team of people behind the scenes that put in a lot of work to provide these for you. So please make great use of them, share them. Like Carmen said, they can be dual branded, which is an excellent opportunity to get your brand out there as well.
Absolutely fantastic. And by the way, Joe was a crowd pleaser. They absolutely loved him. So you all know, our Princess Partners commitment to you. Every brand has their own thing. We put our, what was that? Was it Colgate? Put your money where your mouth is, or I don't remember. Okay. I love marketing, but whatever. So this is really our commitment to you. So Princess Partners, you remember .com, right? This was Anthony's initiative because what we've seen is many of our travel advisors are new to the industry. It's a huge percentage. It's your first time coming on. So we're going to have a future webinar, again, doing a deep dive there. But this is really everything that we provide you, all the resources, the support. We don't just leave you hanging. We want to make sure that you have assets at your fingertips, but more importantly, our sales team, right? Our business development managers that are there to help you, walk you through. I was at an incredible webinar yesterday. Marsha, your team did an amazing job. Can I tell you? Because part of this advisor training is these seminars at sea. And I was in shock. We had this webinar. We decided that anytime, and this one is being hosted not by 1, not by 2, but 4 of our business development managers, because they have hundreds of people attending. So we had this pre-webinar. And again, all of this Princess Partners commitment to you is about Princess Academy, right? Award winning, which is, we continue to win awards because it is so in-depth, right? Fabulous. Seminars at sea, we had a whole bunch of them, so we'll show you the few that are left for the year. Obviously, Love Fest 23. The team can't wait till it's over. Are you just done? Are you done with the love? You really are.
They are great events. The West Coast finished ours, I think, early in the season, but East Coast is finishing it up for us.
And we had one in Boston, right? I forgot to call Anthony and ask him how it went. I think they had over 100 folks that attended it. And we will continue. We will launch the 24 Love Fest. I just got to have everybody take a little break before my team decides to make sure that they're going to physically hurt me, because it is all of these initiatives, whether it's Princess Academy that it's hard work, Seminar at Sea, Love Fest, the incredible team that Terry has, Connect with Princess, our webinars every 2 weeks. Let me just tell you, that is a huge commitment because you've got to make sure you have the content, make sure that we have the guest speakers. How do we engage you? Like, I get bored super easy. So I got to make sure that we've got fresh, and we want your feedback. That's one of the things I always say, like, give me feedback. Should I stay in the studio or do I go back home and do the webinar from home? I just like to come in. And Connect with Princess has been incredible because it allowed us to understand when we did 2.5 on Princess Plus that we had so many consumers on the webinar. So again, we learned, listen, I believe when you stop learning, you start growing. So that's really critical.
Absolutely.
And then like today, you're going to give some time saving tips, right? For travel advisors.
Yes.
We've got guests on board because we've had so many folks. Daniel's been on. I can go on and on. Jen Wright's been on to talk about, you know, how to use Polar Online, how to make your life easier. And she's actually working on a course, right? A 3-part course for beginners, intermediate.
We're going to cover that.
And we're going to cover that. I thought so.
Yeah.
You see, you keep me. Oh, ship inspections are back. Phenomenal. And you're the queen of ship inspections. We don't call, they call them import. So when I got here, I said to you, I'm sorry, Marsha, what's an import? Can somebody like educate me?
I know.
So we have our own
internal lingo.
Talk to me.
But the great thing about ship inspections, we're back. We've been doing them since the beginning of this year. But we've also opened it up because we know that there's a lot of our partners that are part of like maybe a host model. And while your host might be located in Florida, you might have several hundred people that are here on the West Coast, and vice versa. And so we want to make sure that we meet you where you are, that you have the option to see our beautiful ships, regardless of the coast that you're on or regardless of your affiliation with another agency, right? Wherever you are, if you're on a coast and we have a ship available, we want you to be able to see it. So now we have the option for you to sign up for our ship inspections via one source. You don't have to wait for an invitation from a business development manager. You can go on, see the dates that we have planned, select the date you'd like to join, and get in to see our beautiful ships in the staterooms.
And that was huge, right? That was an initiative.
Yeah.
When we
Anthony
did our
Visiani really championed getting that done. So I want to give him kudos.
He has to do something, Marsha. You do it all. Marsha. He needed to.
I want to give him kudos. He worked hard to get that done.
He did. Same with princesspartners.com, and he's on top of it. Why? Because we recognized and understood the paradigm shift. Our travel partners might have gone home after the pause. I don't ever want to see the C word again. The reality is we need to really talk to you wherever you are. So if you belong to another host model, and that's a huge amount of people come into the industry that are new, we want you to be able to go ahead and see the hardware, experience the software, even if for just one day. And we've even had Love Fest on board as ship inspection. So the fact that we were able to do the registration, it's on onesourcecruises.com under training, makes it really easy because that means you're in the driver's seat to pick where you want to go, which of our ships you want to see, where are you in this amazing North America continent, and just go ahead and come join us.
Absolutely. So we're also introducing, so Carmen just spoke to this a minute ago. So one of the most popular aspects of our Connect with Princess is anytime we have subjects including Polar Online. So we've learned from that, and we said that there needs to be a dedicated resource to training and giving you updates for one of the best tools in the industry to make your bookings with Princess Cruises. So we're now giving you a Polar Online Travel Advisor training series. Yay! And thank you to Jen Wright and her team. Yay!
I gotta use the flag. Hello. I love
Jen Wright, who is the VP of our contact centers, has championed for us creating this training series for you. So we've got a lot of new travel advisors in the industry that could use this training. We've got a lot of you who are just, champions at using Polar Online, and you'd like some tips and tricks to meet you where you are. And then we have advanced super users that we also want to be able to engage and learn from, because there'll be things that you know that we may not even know, learn from you, and then also find out what we could do to be better. So let's talk about the course.
So we will, but I got to tell you what this came out a result of, and Jen was really, she did some listening. She was just listening because when we had that little challenge with, hold times, and it was just breaking my heart. I think I was losing my sanity during that period. And I give her kudos because she said, we're going to find solutions, but she also wanted to really do some listening. So she tuned in to understand Why are they calling support? What is it? Do they realize that we have these tools available? So we're going to go through the 3 courses now, if we may.
Yep.
We start with the
Yep.
beginner. What is it going to include?
And the beginner. And I want to shout out the fact that we are brave here at Princess, right? We go live, and this training is going to be live as well. So you're going to be able to get hands-on feedback based on your experiences. But we're going to start with the beginners, and beginners are going to be about how do I use the help tools and the resources that are available to me? Because we know that, unfortunately, we're not the only one you're selling. We're the majority of what you're selling. We're not the only one. And so sometimes you need a little help, right? And things can get confusing. So you're going to learn how to book a cruise, how to book a cruise tour, the almighty fare comparisons. So this is a section that we found needs a lot of help. So whether you're an intermediate or advanced, I actually highly suggest that you at least chime in or watch this later to learn how to navigate fare comparisons. That's a huge part of what it is that you do. Applying future cruise deposits, right? A lot of people have future cruise deposits. If you're promoting that in your office, then you're going to get guests back who are ready to book those. And how do you do that? Make a payment. Huge. Making a payment is so easy, but it is one of the largest drivers in our phone calls. So we want to make sure that you guys are comfortable with being able to make a payment online, because it's as easy as it is, right?
Exactly.
Booking with Easy Air, and I've actually done that a lot recently myself, and Easy Air is 100% easy. Like I've done it myself recently, Carmen, and I'm like, this is so easy. We have the absolute perfect name for that program.
Okay, it's got the Martha housekeeping seal of approval. Boom.
So easy. And then booking confirmations. How do you send those confirmations to yourself? How do you set your agency up to make sure that your confirmations are going to the right place?
And that's critical. And that's the beginner course. Thank you, Shauna. Yep. So grateful for the training series. Looking forward to taking it. By the way, even if you've been selling our brand for a long time, one of the things she heard is people always calling in to make payments. It's the easiest thing. So the intermediate, because that's, and we have a lot of new sellers of our Princess brand. So we don't want them to be afraid of Polar Online, because it's a very robust platform, but we just got to make sure you're comfortable. So talk to me, and that's 2 sessions. Woo, come on.
2 sessions. There's a lot to cover on the intermediate side. Locating your member number, locating your client, our guest member number, viewing the guest future cruise credit list. So did you know that you can see in there anyone who booked with you and earned a future cruise credit? You can see a list of those people. Finding commission. That is a huge question that we get a lot on the sales side, is finding what is your commission percentage, finding that. Princess Standard and Plus and Premier, right? How to sell those, and how do you know what your guest has, right? What did you sell them when you go back and look at the booking later? And then adding hotels and transfers to an existing booking.
Fantastic. And then advanced.
And 2 sessions, so there's probably going to be far more that we cover there. And then advanced. So we're going to limit this to 50 participants, but we're going to submit topics in advance to a group of our travel advisor experts, and open the discussion on what are the most desired Polar Online enhancements. Like, actually, one of the things, so we went on a little tour a couple of years ago where we started talking to our advisors about, what do you think we need to do on Polar Online to make it easier? You guys said resoundingly, we need to be able to provide you with booking history, right? Like the payment history, I should say.
Right.
So like the last 4 digits of the credit card and the amount that was paid. So I'm so excited that coming soon, that will go live. And I can't give a date yet, but that's coming up. And that's based on your feedback, that we should be able to give you that, so you don't have to call in just to find out what was the last payment made and what were the 4 digits of that card. So coming soon, we're going to share that with you.
I love this. Some folks send me little notes. What's on the flag? It's the I love this, right? It's that kind of thing. And that's why Attilio, he's amazing. When I love something, and by the way, I am loving this travel advisor training series. I love that we broke it up. And this is a passion play, folks. This is a work of passion for the team to make your life easier and to make us a pleasure to do business with. So I think this is fantastic. So let's talk about, because again, so we've got beginners, intermediate has 2 sessions, and advanced.
Sorry, Carmen. The behind the scenes wizard, Joe, just gave me a quick note. It says coming soon, but you can now register for these sessions on Polar Online. I'm sorry, on OneSource. So it's live
Wow.
now for you to register.
Okay, fantastic. So here we go. I went to the next one because we want to talk about, okay, so they can already register, full details, and to register, visit onesourcecruises.com. Again, under training section. So beginner, wow, we're right. So the courses are done, Marsha?
Yeah.
We were just talking about this 3 weeks ago when I was whining, a little cheese with that wine, Carmen, because I don't like hold times. But I also know that we have to find solutions. So I am loving, loving, loving this. October 4th and then October 18th. So 2 sessions on that. Good.
Go to onesourcecruises.com and go to the training section, and then you will find the ability to register for these sessions.
Fantastic. Then the intermediate also, session 1, October 11th, and then 1 in November. That's fantastic. And then the advanced are those November 8th. Can I tell you, if I was a betting woman, I'd take all 3 because there's plenty of time for me to be able to do it. Actually, knowing how I learn, it's always technical. Sorry. I'm that old-fashioned person that takes notes. Okay. I'd be doing both of the beginners because I know I'm not going to learn it all in October 4th. So I got to come back on the 18th. Then I'd go to intermediate, and then I'm prepped. Because you know what? When wave hits, and I'm banking on it for 24, we'd be set. Because those phones are going to ring off the hook. We're going to drive the business. Okay. Thank you, Anita. She's registered for the
Look at Anita, already registered. It's amazing.
Fabulous. God,
and they will be
her
recorded.
attitude.
But they will be recorded because that's the number 2 question we get. They will be recorded and then stored on OneSource for you to review at your leisure. But there is a benefit to joining live because you can actually ask live questions. Again, we are doing these live sessions with live experts so that you can ask them questions in real time.
Okay, so we're going to move right along because I want to talk about the tips and tricks, which is all you, the Princess Plus and Premier upgrade. Remember, it pays to Plus. Not for nothing. Okay, same price.
Yeah.
Plus $60 per person per day. We haven't increased it, and we've not taken stuff away, folks, and you're still making the commission. It pays to Plus. So you take the tips and tricks.
Okay, so you guys know that you can add to an existing booking. Maybe you had a guest who originally, when they booked with us, they decided to take standard and they want to upgrade to Plus or Premier. That you can do that for yourselves in Polar Online. Previously, we had a separate list of what those codes were, and you kind of had to have that list of codes next to you as you went to go do the upgrade, or you had to search to remember what the codes were. We've added a feature on Polar Online where there is a drop-down code, and it gives you the offer codes. So you no longer have to remember them or scramble to try and find where we stored that for you. So we've got a couple of slides to show you where to find that.
Makes it very exciting and easy.
Yes.
Okay.
So you just go to your, we can go through these probably quick, Carmen, but you go to the sailing search screen. Very easy. There's a picture there for you. Go to pricing details screen. And then booking information screen, which is the manage booking flow. That's how you get to the place where you're going to manage the booking.
Okay.
We've also got a couple of misconceptions. So we've heard, or actually our contact center team have shared that when they were listening to calls and trying to see like the main reasons for the support calls that are coming into our contact center, one of the main ones was the booking's paid in full, so I can't make any changes. That's actually not true. That is a misconception.
Where's our buzzer?
So you can, so you can, I like that one. So you can still update birth date. You can update, you can change the guest. You can check fares. There's so much. There's actually far more that you can do than you can't do, even if the booking is made and paid in full. So you can't add PVP, right, after final payment's been made, because that needs to be decided prior to making final payment. It's about coverage with the Princess Vacation Protection. So you would have already had that conversation with the guest and added that or decided it wasn't going to get added. If you try to do that after final payment, you can't do it, right?
There's lots to be done.
Everything else can. So a new commission payout process. This also came to us from several of our partners. Susie Cruzy, I saw you in our comments over here, and I spoke to you many months ago, and you gave me a hard copy example of this issue that we had. And thank you so much for sharing that with us, because that enabled us to work with our team internally and get this fixed for you. So Starting last week, it's already live. You no longer need to call us to receive commission payment on something that was upgraded after final payment. So let me explain the process really quick. Currently, if you final pay your booking with us or final pay your guest booking with us, you will be paid the commission pretty quickly, like within a week to 2 weeks from that final payment being made. If you had an upgrade after final payment, there was a process that was requiring us to kind of wait for several weeks before we would actually pay it.
I remember.
Or you would call us to let us know that we needed to pay it. So you shouldn't have to do that. So we've fixed that. So now you don't need to call us. What will happen is any upgrades that have happened from final payment to day of sailing will get paid on the day of sailing. The system has been made such that a batch will run, and you'll see another commission payment for anything that was upgraded in that time period.
Fantastic. Thank you, Marsha, for owning this, leading it, and making sure. So now I want to shift gears to our newest printed sales tools, right? Because you'll want to have this really important. Well, go quickly, right? Because again, you order cruises and there's your QR code. We love that. You can view the PDF, but our brand overview and cruise calendar. So you look at the Princess Experience highlights. You talk about deployment details for all ships and the ship's amenity. You're going to come feel the love. And the fact that it's printed, ding, ding, ding. Yes, our Princess Group Program. Highlights our program, celebration groups that you personally championed. Yeah. Phenomenal. We should just call it the Marsha Celebration Group, or Let's Celebrate Marsha Group Initiative. Love it. So really, this is get your groups on. I love that, by the way. Yes. Play in words, get your group on.
Anne and Joe worked really hard on this, and it's written in such a way that you can share it with your clients so that they understand and want to do a group with you and with Princess. So make sure you order your copies.
Fantastic. And they can learn how lucrative group business is, especially with all these themed cruises that we've got. And obviously, this is a real favorite, right? The Travel Advisor Calendar. That's fantastic. Listen, we're about to open Canada, New England, right? September 28th. We've got 24, 25, all the major holidays. It's yours, heavy stock. I want to see it for those of you who still have an office. And even if you don't, I just want you to look at Princess and know
put it on your desk.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, the Princess Experience is phenomenal. I have my printed copy. Thank you very much. It's my resource, right? Because again, I've been here 18 seconds, not 18 years, like, Debbie. And you, 25 already, right? I'll be 26 this
26.
year. I know, and I'm counting. You're my go-to. But this is fantastic because it tells you it's a great selling tool. It talks about also our next generation of Princess ships, right? Sun and Star. Again, add-ons, deck plans, destination overviews, and medallion class features, which is what we can do with medallion class. It's big ship amenities that's right, with that very boutique personalized service. And then Sun and Star, we're so excited. I cannot believe February 24 is here, folks. It is here. Super excited. The ship is in the Med, as you know. And then she's coming to Fort Lauderdale, where the studio is in the Caribbean. Super exciting. It talks about all these new. Oh, Joyce, thank you for picking it up. Isn't it phenomenal? I'll tell you what you need to focus on, and we're going to do a deep dive on Sun. Joe, remind me, we just had a town hall with our president, John Padgett. He came right here. I feel special. I'm probably sitting in the seat that John Padgett, the president, sat in. Not that I ever want to take his seat, by the way. I'm on my way down in the career, okay? Not on the way up. But he showed an amazing video from the shipyard. Super impressive. Super impressive.
That was a great video.
Those cabana staterooms. What did I tell you about that, Marsha? They should
We knew.
I told you they should be called the exclusive Carmen Cabana staterooms. Right? I'm your Caribbean Princess original. So those pamphlets are fantastic. And then again, the partnering with Princess, okay? It's Princess 101. We have all of these resources, and most of you don't even know it. Order your copies. Look at this. Talk to your business development manager. We'll walk you through it. But this is we know you have choices to make. So we want to make sure we're making it easy for you to know our brand, embrace the brand, learn the brand, and we want to help you be very successful. So let's just talk about a couple news notes and reminders. Oh, Canada. This was big. Miles got rounds of applause. This is starting Monday. September 25th, you can now enjoy Green Lane, and we're mailing the medallions. Oh my God, my Canadians were so happy. Miles is now, he's going to be the King of Canada, okay? They're going to have a poster with his picture.
Yes. Don't forget our theme cruises for the fall. So we've got some great ones on deck. Chris joined us last webinar series to share with you guys all the amazing theme cruises we have coming your way. There's a QR code there that will take you straight to the list of what the options are.
And we recorded the webinar with Chris, right?
Did.
So they can
yes, we
go
did.
on there and see it because it's spectacular,
Yeah.
especially those winemaker cruises. You and I need to stay on Discovery October 1st to do Camus, I'm telling you. Enough is enough. And then our Insider Scoop. I love when you provide these. These are great.
Insider Scoop. So guess what? So our specialty restaurants are now open for lunch. So in the past, they were open later in the day, like starting at about 5 p.m. Now they're open during lunchtime. And you can make sure that you use your specialty dining credit to attend or join us in one of these fabulous dining venues during lunchtime. So the menus are actually the same. So you're not getting anything less. There's still the same great dining opportunities. It's the same cover charge. But again, you can use your credits. Your guests can use their credits to have lunch in one of our specialty dining rooms now.
Insider Insight Scoop, which, because I always tell Joe, I challenge him, make sure we're sharing something because I just love giving stuff away. And then Princess Academy, the refresher courses are now available, okay? So you got to make sure that you're in there, Sun Princess, Star Princess, okay? Princess Cruise Fare options. So many of you have asked that. So we want to make it simple for you. I think it's important. We have a leap year next year. February 29th. I thought it was a typo. And then I had to remind myself, no, it's not, Carmen. There's a thing called a leap year every 4 years. I wish I had been born February 29th because you know what? I could be 10 years old right now instead of, okay, whatever, more like 20 instead of 80. I know what you're thinking, okay? So all the refreshers are there. And then I want to talk about seminar seats because we only have 3 left, right? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Or 3 new ones. I'm sorry. 6 total.
3 new ones.
3 new ones.
I'm going to shout out that 7-day Classic California Coast on Discovery, November 4th. So we've got Corey Siegmiller and Kevin Kerwin covering those. Fantastic business development managers. You're going to learn a lot. Take a look at that one. We want to get registration up on Discovery Princess November 4th.
Fantastic. And then Love Fest, of course. We're almost done, shipboard. We've got 2 left, 1 in Galveston and 1 in Fort Lauderdale. Register today if you haven't, because that's it for the end of the year. And then we'll launch. And by the way, when we were on the one love letters, we're going to talk about this, right? We're going to talk about this right now. I'm going to read it, okay? We asked you to share your love letters. I thought it was critical. By the way, if you're part of Cruise World or next year, Cruise 360 with Clea, we will be showcasing our ships in Fort Lauderdale. So that we have not done, what I think is important. So I want to go ahead and read the letter. Of course.
Love letters. I can't wait.
The love, and it's my turn. And I know we're right at the top of the hour. I promise I'll try to read as quickly as possible. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
In love with love. I'm in love with love, Marcia. Do you know I was engaged 5 times?
Yeah,
because I love the idea of being in love and saying, well, accept that ring. And it's the I do, getting there, the original. Okay, it's not about me. It's about this love story. Here we go. My story with Princess Cruise Line began in 2005 when I embarked on my very first cruise. I was just 18, wide-eyed and ready for an adventure. Little did I know a graduation cruise with my family would spark a passion that's still ablaze today. Picture this. This is a journalist here. Oh my God, I can't wait to say who it is. Look, my hair is like tingling. Okay, picture this. The sun lazily sinking below the horizon, casting a golden hue upon the calm ocean waters. The gentle rocking of the ship beneath my feet, the echoes of family laughter mingling with the salty breeze. It was a moment that etched itself onto my heart. This one threw in the heart. Very nice. That inaugural cruise with Princess, that very voyage, ignited a spark that would soon evolve into an all-consuming love for family cruise vacations. I could not have predicted that this singular experience, this is why I can't read these, Marcia.
I got total goosebumps.
I get verklempt and I start crying and stuff. I just can't help myself because I'm really moved, okay? Ignited a spark that would soon evolve into an all-consuming love for family cruise vacations. I could not have predicted that this singular experience would set me on a journey to become a devoted travel advisor, specializing in the very allure that captured me all those years ago. Fast forward to the present, and I'm here to share why Princess Cruise Line is still a top choice for families seeking unparalleled experiences. As a mom of 3 and a travel advisor specializing in family vacations, I'm attracted to Princess and the cruise line's ability to appeal to the multi-generational family groups. The Medallion class experience streamlines embarkation. What other cruise line partners with Animal Planet for shore excursion brings animals on board? I love how Princess provides continuous opportunities for family togetherness, both on the ship and at port, while offering age-specific activities. Camp Discovery is bursting with fun for the kids. From the littlest tots to the boldest teens, Princess Cruise Line ensures that each family member has their own piece of paradise on board. I feel so very fortunate that my family chose. I love this. Okay, Joe, I cannot read this. It's got to be Marsha because she's tougher than I am. Okay, I got to finish. This is longer than it should be, but I am so fortunate that my family chose to celebrate my high school graduation with a Princess cruise. Oh my God, I can't finish. I just can't finish it. It's so beautiful. I owe my
Carmen
love
can't
of
read
cruising
anymore. It's going to be me.
because I love this. This is what I would write. I owe my love of cruising and career choice. So do I. To Princess Cruise Line. Oh my God, congratulations. Who is our winner? Can we? I know
Our
she
winner,
knows.
drum roll.
Oh my God. Here it is. Allison Marks. Oh my God. Frisco, Texas, Castle. Allison, you moved me. That was the most beautiful. And you know why we picked you? This is like an alignment. My first cruise was at age 16. Yours was 18. With your family. By the way, I was with my high school, and it was Princess, the love boat that got me into this industry. I've been in it 42 years. I absolutely love your letters. So we're going to go quick.
Allison, congratulations. We'll be in contact soon so you can pick your cruise.
Oh, you made me crying. There's no crying in baseball. Okay. Or at Princess for that matter. Extended through October 31st, folks. Our early booking sale, best prices guaranteed. And I know I ran long because, okay, so in case you missed it, all the QR codes, they're there. Okay, Marsha, you're taking the questions because I just can't. I'm so emotional. I am so amazing. Whose idea were these love letters anyway? Oh, it's just to see my makeup. Next time I'm bringing, guess what?
Okay, we're bringing Debbie back.
Go, Debbie.
Because we're going to answer some questions. Now, I also want to share, I want to thank you all for sending in your pre-registration questions. I really want to thank you because there's great questions. There's lots of great comments in there. We learn about what we should talk about next based on your questions. And then we've also gained the ability to send that list out because we can't answer everything here, but we gained the ability to send that list out to our business development manager team. And they are getting outreaching to you to personally answer your questions and to engage with you on questions you asked in that pre-registration process. So we'll answer what we can here, and then you will get a personal outreach from our business development manager team too. Thanks for coming back, Debbie.
Thanks to Carmen. Sorry, Debbie. The 5 minutes were over. It's because I'm verklempt and I couldn't get through that amazing. And by the way, I didn't want to read it in advance. Somebody else picks the winner because when I read it, I want to feel authentic, right? And I want to feel it like you're feeling it for the first time. So I'm sorry for that emotional moment. I'm done.
Don't apologize.
Don't apologize. Wait, no. I like this and I love this. Go, Marsha. Let's talk questions.
Go ahead, Joe.
What's
our first question?
I get to read them. How soon until we can block groups? And I'm specifically calling out Canada, New England, right?
Yes.
Today.
Today, groups are open for Canada, New England 2025.
Wow. Okay. Fantastic. Great question. Easy answer. Next question. We're going to get in at least 3. Let's go. Give me a second one. Would definitely like to know which cruises will offer excursions to Williamsburg and revolutionary sites.
The easy answer is almost every single sailing in this 25 program. So especially those American heritages, because they go to either Norfolk or Yorktown, which takes you to Williamsburg. And then all the other revolutionary sites you can get a piece of those on most every single sailing.
You made it happen. Thank you, Debbie. And then one more, and I promise, thank you, Marsha, for letting everybody know. We will get to your questions, but give me the last question, Joe. Do guests need passports to re-enter the ship while in Canadian ports? Oh, that's a good one.
Question. And we always encourage you to have a passport, but not every voyage needs a passport. So We also encourage you to always make sure for every specific sailing to check in advance so you know specifically, because there is always, of course, rule changes and things like that. So we want you to be able to give the best to the guests. Now, for these cruises, the round trip sailings out of North America, so the round trip New York, round trip Boston, you do not need a passport, but you do need other kinds of forms of ID. So that's where you should definitely check to see what is specifically needed. There is one caveat on that, is that we have a round trip to Greenland. Greenland, for your next Vista Lounge trivia contest, is actually part of the Kingdom of Denmark. So it's a foreign country. Even though it's in the North American continent, it is considered Denmark. So that one would definitely need a passport. And then any one-way cruise would need a passport on this program. So we have the Quebec to New York and the Quebec to Fort Lauderdale would definitely need a passport.
Wow, that's a wealth of information. Now, on that question, they said to re-enter the ship. So let's say I get off in Quebec, to get back in, just like a regular, you don't need that, right? If I'm overnighting and the next day I come into, okay, just want, because they said re-enter. That was
We usually just need our beautiful little medallion.
Oh, look at mine. It says the Love Boat. Why are you not surprised? So thank you, Debbie, for joining us. That was a wealth of information. Excited about the deployment. And again, reminding everybody, we still have space in 23. As always, Marsha, take your emergency, because you and I are going to be together for 9 days. I cannot wait. It'll be super excited. My first Alaska cruise on Princess. Folks, as always, I want to thank you, our travel partners. Without you, we wouldn't do what we do. Our beautiful 15 ships, soon to be 16 with Sun Princess in February, would not be full. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support, friendship, loyalty. We are here to serve you. So carpe diem. We'll see you on the next webinar in just 2 short weeks, October 4th. Send us your feedback. What do you want us to cover? It's all about you. One size fits one. Make it a great selling day, everybody.
Thank you, guys.